Yo, what's up everyone? Mike Hill, the Wholesaling Titan. I'm back again. And today's video, I want to talk to you about, not especially related to wholesaling, but I'm in a lot of self-help groups, mentoring groups. I like seeing positive memes, stuff, focus on what you fill your head with. And lately I've seen a trend where there's a lot of advice going around, what I call even poisonous memes in the guise of, I don't know, being motivational. And I kind of want to extend a warning. I think this is kind of bullshit. I think if you're on your journey to whatever goals you have, it's kind of going to fuck you up. So I stepped outside the office today, down here in Palm Beach. Beautiful night. It's a little bit windy. We got some music playing in the background. So hopefully the sound is okay and you guys can hear me. But the ambiance is dope, so might as well. Before I get into this, a buddy of mine just posted something on his Instagram that I really wanted to share with you guys. So before we get into the video, let me go ahead and share this. It sounds super familiar, probably from a book I've read, but I don't know what book it is, so let me just share this content with you guys really quickly. I got it written here. And it starts off, does this mean I cannot ask for anything I want? Are you saying praying for something actually keeps it away from us? And then it goes on. You will not have that which you ask, nor can you have anything you want. This is because your very request is a statement of lack. And you saying you want a thing only works to produce that precise experience, wanting, in your reality. The correct prayer is therefore never a prayer of supplication, but a prayer of gratitude. When you thank God in advance for that which you choose to experience in your reality, you in effect acknowledge that it is there. Thankfulness is thus the most powerful statement to God, an affirmation that even before you ask, I have answered. Therefore, never supplicate, appreciate. And so, I'm a Christian, I'm pretty open about that, but I think for any belief you have, any religion you have, that this holds true in life. I've seen it countless times in my life, and shit, I could talk about this forever. I'm actually gonna have a separate YouTube channel more about lifestyle and and just wealth building, life in general, and just being happy. So look out for that. I'll have that coming at some point. But what I wanted to get into is some of these memes that I talked about earlier. And they're meant to be motivational and stuff like that. I'm going to pop some of them up on the screen for you. Gonna edit these in, so hopefully, bow, you'll see them right now. So now, before we go any further, I just want to clarify a few things. This is a message about balance and doing things in moderation. At no point here am I advocating, not investing, not saving, spending recklessly, or, I don't know, being lazy, not working. I'm not saying that. If you think I'm saying anything even close to that, it's just being very silly, okay? Not everything is black and white. You don't have to be super frugal and strict all the time. And at the same time, you don't have to go out and spend like an idiot, right? We tend to be very polarized a lot of times in society and realize there is a concept of moderation. There's some gray areas. So let me just put that out there first. So what I really want to say here is we look at some of these examples that we just looked at, and it's talking about every time you have a beer, the other guy is winning. And that just sounds so incredibly foolish to me, if not for obvious reasons, for a couple things. That's really gonna fuck with your attitude, your mindset, and really your self-talk, the way you not only speak to yourself, but think about yourself. And when you start having these feelings like, man, I'm so undisciplined, I'm so lazy, you're feeling guilty, you can't be present to the moment and even enjoy your time having that beer because you're thinking about all the things you should be doing. That is really not a good headspace to be in. It's not very productive. It's not a mindset, and it will really take you back. It's gonna have a very negative impact on your life. So please don't underestimate that. If you choose to have a moment where you enjoy yourself, where you enjoy your weekend, where you enjoy your beer, your dinner out, your date night, whatever, be very present in that moment and enjoy it. On that note, you know, when you're doing things like that, that's going to only increase your why. I have been so incredibly broke. I had times where I couldn't even go out to a restaurant and spend $3 on a single beer. Now I'm in a financial situation where I'm a lot better off, where I'm able to do things and have access to things too that I previously wouldn't have had. Because I enjoy it, I'm present, and I think it's so dope, it lets me know that, hey, there's no way I would ever want to go back, and so I have to work hard, I have to put the work in and do the things I need to do in order to maintain this lifestyle. Also keeps me guessing, hey, what else is out there? What else can I do and live up to and enjoy? So on that level, it can be very, very much motivating. Also, I would encourage you to not have this scarcity mentality. Every time you're thinking, hey, I can't do this, I can't do that, I don't have enough. Well, that's what you're communicating to yourself, a lack. You don't have enough, and you really, really do not want to be in that headspace. Now, the other thing on some of these memes, you're saying, you know, I'll paraphrase here, but you know, it's the losers who go out on the weekends and on a Saturday night when you should be working. And I had a mentor of mine, a dude named Hansel, a great guy, and he always had this concept of anytime you have a problem, there's a tendency for a lot of people to look directly at the problem and analyze the problem, whereas it might actually be a symptom. So what he said was, anytime you have a problem, you don't want to just analyze the problem, you want to look 10 steps back, because that's probably where the issue occurred. So in this situation, listen, if you can't go out on a Saturday night at 9, 10 o'clock, there's the problem right there. You shouldn't be having to work 9, 10, 11, 12. Not saying that there aren't times you're going to need to put in the long hours. I mean, I certainly did and do still to this day, but especially when I was coming up, I certainly worked very, very long hours. But the point is, that's not the problem. Like, if you can't afford to go out to take 3 hours out of your week, let's say 9 to 12 every week, there's a problem there. It's probably in your time management. If you can't afford to spend $100 on a weekend, on a date, whatever, that's a symptom. That's indicative of something else that you're missing prior. You don't need to be working on a Saturday night at 11 p.m. to come up in the game, to be successful. That's not where the issue is. The issue is somewhere else. It's somewhere in your productivity or stuff like that. So again, you're not gonna agree necessarily with everything in this message. Maybe some of it, you know, really holds some weight and sounds true to you. Some of it, maybe just take it as me playing devil's advocate, so you can maybe just think about this stuff a little bit more. But on that note, I just kind of want to reinforce this idea of don't see everything as black and white. Not everything needs to be so polarizing. We got some boats and cool stuff going by, sorry. But really just enjoy and be present in the moment and enjoy the life. My camera's blurring out, so let's see if I can fix this up really quickly. All right, so check it. There are two parts to this rant, right? Some of it's personal because of how I choose to live my life, but some of it, I have some scientific evidence and support of productivity and actually what really works that I'll share with you guys in just a second. But these things are saying some of these ridiculous things, like there's another one. If you drink Starbucks every day, you know, you could be saving $5 a day times 365 days a year, which equates to whatever, how much money you're gonna save that you could have put towards a house or some shit. And even a mentor of mine, some of you guys know I've been in Grant Cardone's mentoring program. The guy's worth, I don't know, almost $1 billion, like 750 million or something like that. And he talks about this as well. You know, you have books like The Millionaire Next Door, which talks about, you know, saving these little itty bitty pieces, and then, I don't know, somehow that's supposed to make you like a millionaire or whatever. And he says, listen, you should focus like literally 5% of your time on budgeting expenses. And I'm not saying to be ridiculous. A lot of my teaching, everything's got to be in moderation, right? But 90 to 95% you should focus on increasing your income. So instead of trying to deny yourself the latte every day, why don't you just do one more fucking deal a year, and that's an extra 10K, and then you're good. And then you don't have to worry about these things, right? So likewise, the other things that I've seen is like, you know, only fools will spend, you know, the cost of going out on the weekends. You spend $10 on parking, $20 on drinks, $100 on drinks, whatever it is. If you follow my Instagram, Snapchat, you know I'm gonna be out here. I'm gonna be riding one of those jet skis. I'm gonna be in the club. I'm gonna be drinking drinks. I'm gonna be enjoying life, and that's what I want to do. I just encourage everyone here, especially if you're a little bit further behind. Maybe you've done only a couple deals, or you haven't done your first deal yet, or you're, working on being in a more stable financial situation. I get that it can be stressful. I've been there, trust me. But at the same time, man, tomorrow really is not promised to any one of us. Just fucking enjoy your life. I want to encourage you to do that. Spend the money. I'd prefer, especially if you're not there, don't spend it on necessarily things unless they make you happy. Then spend it, but spend it on experiences. Also, don't let someone else tell you how to live your life and enjoy it, because like I said, tomorrow is not promised. I do not want to build a lot of wealth and a lot of money to never touch it, and then when I'm like 50 or 60, retirement time, that's the time that I want to start living my life. I really want to enjoy the here and now. So just a message to buy the drink, have the experience, have a good time, and when you're genuinely fulfilled and happy and doing shit that makes you just love life, that money will come, especially when you follow stuff like this kind of prayer, and live your life just happy and enjoy it. And a part of what I do and the shit that I teach you guys about building wealth and stuff like that, it's not about how to get to a certain number, but it's about freedom. If you want to be that guy or that girl who goes out and just does want to hustle and just stack your paper maybe for the next generation, that makes you happy, awesome, man. I'm in full support of that. But don't pay attention to these memes or this advice. It's just like, don't be foolish. Like, again, everything in moderation. And I know this might be a little bit repetitive at this point, but I want to drive this shit home, man. Yo, so I just got back and I realized that I promised you guys some recommendations, and I kind of got caught up in the moment and didn't give them to you. So the first book I'm going to talk to you about and spend more time on here is called The Power of Full Engagement. And what's really cool about this book, and I'll share a story with you about how this kind of changed my life, is that we always hear about, and again, back to the memes, time management, how to manage your time. Right? And this book instead says that the key to high performance is not so much time management, but it's energy management, right? And so they've done these scientific studies where they tested one group who just kind of worked all the time versus when these people made time for rest, renewal, a little bit of relaxation, and who the higher performers was. And undoubtedly, like all the studies that they show in the book, the performance is always greater on the subjects that take that time to renew themselves, to be happy, to rest. And they talk about different levels of energy, and they talk about, your physical energy, spiritual, mental, emotional, all that different stuff. And a lot of times you've heard that, life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And what these guys are saying is rather, it's not a marathon, but life is a series of sprints, and they talk about how to perform at the highest levels. They even say, if you look at the body type of a marathon runner, no disrespect to all my runners out there, but oftentimes they're not the guys that are, built, have these solid muscles. A lot of times they look kind of emaciated or malnourished or something. Whereas the sprinter, these guys they're fucking jacked, right? So in my personal life, there was a time where a lot of you guys know I'm a huge MMA fan and I like to train. I'm an MMA fighter. And there was a time where I wasn't doing as much business as I wanted. I said, you know what? I don't have time for this anymore. I don't have time for the gym. I got to focus on work. So I stopped going. And during that time, I actually did not achieve or accomplish more. It was more lethargic. And it didn't show in my bank statement at all. And when I started, I said, you know what? I got to get back on my health, right? And when I started going to the gym again, and again, my gym is about 30 minutes from where I live. So I would, it's 30 minutes there, I train for 2 hours, 30 minutes back. That's 3 hours out of my day. But what I found was I was feeling my energy through the roof. I was getting more work done in less time. During my drive, I listened to my audiobooks. I was getting more good stuff into my head. And I realized that is no longer negotiable. I had to make the time to do that. And so I want to encourage you not only to enjoy your life, but also take these times for renewal. They even, another book, The Now Habit, talks about planning your play first, your recreation first in your schedule, and making that non-negotiable. And what happens is you kind of get what, I don't know if I call this or I picked it up somewhere, but like the vacation mode effect, where essentially, have you ever, getting ready for a vacation and maybe you had like a shitload of stuff to do, but because you're on that timeline, you can get so much more done. The day before a vacation, you can accomplish like 20 things. And so now I'm at a level where I know myself, I know my body, I know what times I work best at. And there are just some times where, 1 hour, let's say in the morning, I can get more done than, say, working for 3-4 hours, late at night, for example. I used to do a lot of all-nighters and stuff like that. I don't do that shit anymore. But again, I really want to encourage you guys to check this book out. It talks about, gives you tangible, like I said, action steps about how to improve your energy in all different ways. Like I said, spiritual, mental, physical, all these different things, and will make you more productive. And so right now, I actually do, in terms of time, I work less than I used to, but I'm far, far more productive, and I also have a lot more energy. I'm happier. I feel healthier, and it's just a great way to live. So again, definitely check that book. And the other one I'll just throw out there because I don't want to overload, but The Power of Now. This one's pretty popular. It's a good chance you've heard of it. I'd read it again if you have already. I've read that book a couple of times, and sometimes I go back and revisit. But essentially, so many of us were either thinking about things that happened in the past, or even subconsciously, we're impacted by the past, and then we're thinking about the future. And it doesn't matter if that's in a good way, we're very excited about it, or a fearful way, there's anxiety. It doesn't really matter. But the point is, there's only the now, because at some point the future will be the now. You keep thinking about it, and the past is gone, doesn't really exist, right? So really, you want to be focused on the now and be very present to the moment. That's just an amazing book. Again, that's more of a philosophy thing where like you kind of read it and it'll take you a lifetime to master and think about and just be present. It's kind of an everyday thing, how you live your life. So that's why I won't go into that one too much. But that Powerful Engagement, man, that's something you can read, or if you don't have time to read it, check out the audiobook. Worst case, man, just Google search if you think you have the time, just read it or listen to it. But if you just want to get a feel, just Google search it and check out some of the main pointers there. And I promise you, by making that time to renew and take care of yourself like that, that's something actionable that you can start to see immediate change in your life. So definitely check it out. And then again, guys, thanks for supporting the channel, for checking out the video today. Please like, comment, subscribe. Would love to hit you back. Thanks again. I'll be back with some more videos and more wholesaling videos and stuff like that very soon. Thanks again. I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, goddamn, this guy's always parking my yacht too far to the left, man. Life goals out here, man. I'm gonna enjoy that experience as well. But don't wait till you're 65, 70 to fucking enjoy your life. You may not even get there, and that's not to be dark, but it's just the truth, Be grateful that we're here. I thank God every day of my life. Life is beautiful that I get to come talk to you guys and stuff like that. So, again, thank you so much for tuning into the video, and I'll catch up with you guys next time. Peace out.